Alrighty, so we recently did a video where we tried to find Australia's best crew car. But what if you get to an airport where there aren't any crew cars and it's a bit of a hike into town? Now I'm lazy and I hate walking, so I think we've got the solution.
We've got the solution. These little mini bikes are available. We got them from Mount Barker Bike Store. We just hired them for the day and we thought we'd go for a bit of a cruise to an airport where there is no crew car and see how they handle the 2K trip into town.
Alrighty guys, welcome back to another Dead Stick Adventures YouTube video. We've got these ripper little electric bikes from DYU Australia, and the guys at Bicycles Mount Barker were gracious enough to lend us these two little rippers. And the owner of Bicycles Mount Barker is actually a pilot and he's hugely supportive of us and of command flight training. So we thought he'd give us a go on these and we're going to test them out for him.
So we're going into an airport where there's no crew car. So what do you do when you've got no crew car? Take transportation with you. So we're going to fold these little guys up, put them in the back of the 206 and go into Meningie where it's 2Ks into town. I don't want to walk 2Ks. You don't want to walk 2Ks. So we'll jump on these, we'll go into town and get a feed and see what we can see in Meningie.
That's it, let's go. Got them loaded in. Fortunately they fit really well in the back of the 206. We did take the rear seat out, but they're quite a small bike. The only thing to consider is that they are about 14-15 kilos each.
So we got two of them in there. I reckon at a pinch you could get three of them in there, but that'd be 60 kilos in the baggage area and that might be a little bit too much. We just have to check the weight and balance on the plane.
It is also over where the rear seats are, so that section is designed to take a fair bit of weight in passengers.
Oh, it's designed to take some people.
But yeah, you'd want to check whether you could fit them in a 172 or a Cherokee. I reckon you probably could get one, maybe two in there, but yeah, the 206 does it easy.
So we've actually flown this plane before when we went up to Clare Valley. This is a Cessna 206. It's got a 300 horsepower IO 540 in it, so it's got plenty of grunt. It can haul a whole heap of people and a whole heap of fuel, which is why we love flying it. They call these the Land Cruiser of the skies. So really you can go anywhere you like. It gets in and out of bush strips really easy. It's got plenty of grunt and you can put 6 people in it if you need to.
Yeah, you can. No, they're awesome planes. They're not too slow either. Ours doesn't have the spats on it. It's just got the exposed tyre, but it's still good for 135, 140 knots. When you run at lean of peak, you'll see maybe low 130s in the TAS department, but you'll actually get the fuel burns back under 60 litres an hour. If you go richer peak, you'll see about 65 litres an hour, but you'll get close to 140 knots out of it, which is awesome.
Traffic Cessna 206 India Delta Foxtrot, taxi for Alpha Mowbridge. Mowbridge Traffic Cessna India Delta Foxtrot lines up and rolls 01 Mowbridge, departure to the south. 124 greens. Yeah, 524. Rock and roll, airspeed's alive. Yeah, just radio check mine. Radio check 75. Up we go. Engine's looking healthy. It's feeling good. Nice day for it. I hope it's this nice down in Meningie. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Mowbridge Traffic Cessna 206 India Delta Foxtrot departs downwind passing 2,900 on climb 3,500 for Meningie Mowbridge. It's a fairly nice day. We reckon there's probably some parachute operations at Langhorne Creek, so what I'm going to do is just skirt east of their field and just make sure we don't dodge any meat missiles. Yeah, good idea. And leave a hell of a dent, I reckon, if you picked up a couple of skydivers through the windshield. Sure would. So one thing you can do, if you're not sure whether a skydiving area is active or a restricted area is active, is just jump on your local area frequency, which you should be listening to anyway, and ask them. They're usually pretty helpful. I mean, I wouldn't interrupt them if they're busy dealing with a bunch of jets, but if they're pretty quiet like they are today, then it's worth a question. They're always happy to help. They know what's going on in the airspace. Melbourne Centre, Cessna 206 India Delta Foxtrot, 5 miles west of Langhorne Creek, 2,300. Skydiving ops active today?
India Delta Foxtrot Centre, they are active today. However, the aircraft is presently on the ground, or I haven't got them on radar at the moment.
Copy that, thanks, then we'll stay clear. India Delta Foxtrot.
India Delta Foxtrot.
I reckon I can see.
India Delta Foxtrot, Romeo India Hotel down parachutes in the air below 4,000 feet within 2 miles of the ship at this time.
Romeo India Hotel, India Delta Foxtrot. Yeah, we're steering clear, mate. We're 3 miles south. Yeah, I can see the chutes now.
Yeah. Oh, we're far enough away, but 5 miles is a lot better.
Yeah, 5 miles would be better than 3 miles.
Yeah. We're just coming out the back end of winter here in SA, and it's just starting to warm up, but we're still getting a few of those cool days, especially up high. The temperature is down a fair way once we get up through 5,000 foot, so we are still running the heaters quite a lot in a lot of the aircraft that we're flying, and we do have those little carbon monoxide detectors, you know, the ones that change the colour of the spot, but I don't always like to just rely on them. So in the aircraft I don't fly often that have the heat exchanger heater instead of like a janitrol avgas heater, I actually always carry one of these in my pilot bag. So what it is, it's a little digital carbon monoxide meter. So you turn it on and then it'll run for about 2 minutes and count down. It'll measure the parts per million of carbon monoxide. And I believe that if it's over 25 or over 30, then you've got to start looking, and if it's over 50, that's really bad. But yeah, I always just run it in all the aircraft that I fly, just as an extra backup over the typical little plastic placard and monoxide detector. So we'll see what it says. Carbon monoxide's a massive killer. It brought down the Havilland fever in Sydney probably about 2-3 years ago. It was getting fumes into the cabin, and it's a silent killer. You don't know that you're getting it. It's odorless. You won't know until it's too late a lot of the time. And a lot of these aircraft run the real old heat exchanger heaters off the exhaust, so it's definitely something to be wary of.
It's always a bit scary when you jump in an airplane that smells like exhaust. You go, is that just coming in through the cabin, or what's going on?
And you really got no excuse not to get one. This one was like $30-40 on eBay. But you can get better ones. You can spend up to a couple of $100. You can get some that mount on the roof, a bit like a smoke detector, and they'll actually alert you if they pick up any monoxide. That's really cool. And I'm sure some of the later aircraft have probably got them integrated in one way or another, like the new Cirruses, no doubt. So we've got the reading for the carbon monoxide, and yeah, she's showing around 20 parts per million, so that's very safe. There's no problems there.
Meningie traffic, Cessna 206, India Delta Foxtrot, 14 miles north, inbound 2,300, shortly descending, inbound estimate circuit 044, Meningie. Fuck.
You're lost, mate. Have you ridden an electric bike before?
I have. I've ridden a bunch of electric bikes and a bunch of electric scooters, because when I lived in the US I used line scooters to go back and forth from the train station to my house, like a mile, and it was so freaking handy.
Oh, yeah.
The bikes are good, but what I miss about the bikes in Australia is or in the US is, in Australia they're limited to 25 kilometres an hour, and I don't want to do just 25 kilometres an hour on a bike. So I wonder what these little things will do.
Yeah, well, I picked them up from Bicycles Mount Barker, and when I did talk to them, they said that they downloaded. So if you download the normal app, they're limited to 25 k's an hour, but if you download a third-party app, you can crank them all the way up to a blistering 30 kilometres an hour. 30
kilometres an hour, but you should only do that on a closed course or in Mexico, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, 25 is not exactly fast. That said, the size of the front wheels on these things, they're going to be unstable at anything over about 15.
They are.
But they fit in a plane, so who cares?
Yeah, they're cool little things. I reckon it'll be a blast.
Yeah, that should be a bit of fun. I mean, we forgot helmets, so that'll be interesting if we get arrested.
Sorry guys, you can't ride your mini bikes on the highway in Meningie without helmets. Because if you get hit by a car at 100 kilometres an hour and you're doing 20.
Yeah, that little foam helmet, I'm sure that'll help if we get struck by a road train.
Absolutely.
We'll head in anyway. We're in contact with a cafe at Meningie. They've graciously said that they might be able to pick us up if we can't find a way into town. So if we don't want to battle with the road trains on the main highway, we might get them to come pick us up. But they've been lovely. They actually said that they're happy to do that for anybody who flies in, which is really cool. So if anybody wants to come to Meningie, which is YMEG, Yankee Mike Echo Golf, in South Australia, contact the guys at Freshies Cafe, or Freshies Cafe and Grill, or
Freshies Cafe and Bar, I think it is.
Is it? Okay, yeah, I knew it was one of those. yeah, give them a bell. They'll swing out to the airport and pick you up. It's a decent walk, but it's only a couple of minute drive for them. And it's right on the banks of Lake Albert, which is absolutely gorgeous setting.
Let's wash off a little bit of speed. There it is. Come down full lot.
Throw the barn doors down.
Throw the barn doors down, and in we go.
Gears down.
Gears down. Beautiful. That's what we're after.
Indy 3205, sorry, I didn't get that request for Dr. Clark.
Yep.
Can I give you a tip?
Yeah, okay.
That should wash off that speed a bit for you.
Beautiful.
Beautiful landing.
Nice.
Nicely done. Alright, let's go ride some bikes, eh?
Let's go do it.
I think I'm over MTO for this one. It's a little on the slow side.
Yeah, you might be better with this one, I reckon. They don't like grass on bitumen, though they'll go a hell of a lot better. So we just landed in at Meningie, obviously, but this place used to boom. You can tell they obviously had a running aero club, and there's still actually some pretty cool aircraft tucked up in the hangars here. So it's it actually is a functioning airfield with some cool aircraft here. It just isn't going as well as it was a few decades ago.
GA was booming in Meningie, in South Australia in the 90s, in the whole of Australia really in the 90s, when everybody had a lot of disposable income. Then you had a bit of a slowdown, I suppose, and GA got really expensive. The fuel got really expensive. A bunch of maintenance things came out, particularly on Cessnas, and so it made it more difficult to fly. But it's now that people's disposable incomes are back up again, we're starting to see a bit of a resurgence in GA.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, this isn't, you shouldn't really look at the Aero Club as a opinion on Meningie. It's actually a really well looked after little field that's really well maintained, and
it was dead flat. It drained pretty well. Like it wasn't.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful spot, beautiful part of South Australia. It's, and as I said, there's some cool aircraft around here. So definitely come in and visit, but just don't expect much from the guys at the Meningie Aero Club.
Yes!
There's no way that one's faster. I still think mine's better. Yours might be faster because it's red. Mine's got freaking dual suspension.
Dual suspension?
Yeah, well yours doesn't have any suspension.
Oh,
that's why it's faster.
That's why I'm faster.
Even though it's got the fat boy on it.
still over MTO.
It's not.
Our original plan was to ride the bikes into town along the main highway. It's only a short 15-minute ride, but if we discovered that if you download a third-party app that you can actually increase the speed limiter. Now the bikes do have a whopping 45-kilometre range on the battery. Unfortunately though, we did manage to forget bike helmets, which is a strictly enforced law in Australia. So thankfully Sharon from Freshies Cafe and Bar in Meningie was lovely enough to drive out, pick us up and take us and our bikes into town.
So we just got the Freshies Cafe here in Meningie, and I met these two guys, Sam and Geordie, and they've got a holiday house here, and they rode here on this. So what do you say, guys? I'll swap. You give me the keys to that. You guys take these for a burn, and we'll go for a... Sounds good. Awesome. Let's go. Jump on. Off the cobblestones a bit.
I know, it bummed me up.
Oh, that actually wasn't too bad.
We had a late lunch at an awesome little cafe right on the banks of Lake Albert, Freshies Cafe and Bar, just a stone's throw away from the well-known Coorong National Park, which winds its way down the coast to the southeast.
Alrighty, we're just loading up the bikes. We just had an awesome meal in at Freshies Cafe Bar and Grill there in Meningie, but we do have about 25 minutes till last light, so yeah, we've got to get out of here. It's about a 15-minute flight back to the bridge, and there's a bit of weather rolling in too. We've got some showers just over the other side of the airfield that we'll dodge on the way out.
Clear prop.
The weather was starting to bear down on us, with a cold front on the horizon, bringing with it showers and storms. Last light was also quickly approaching. The flight back to Murray Bridge, thankfully, was non-eventful. However, had the weather been better, we were planning on using our night VFR ratings for a nighttime arrival back into Murray Bridge. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button, it really helps us out. Also, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to see more. We've got some great trips coming up. See you next time.